Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cosmere Conundrum. I'm your host, Nemo,
And I'm Roman.
and we are currently crawling our way through the end of the third part of Mistborn, the Final Empire. Crawling because they're also crawling. It's fine.
It nearly worked. I was going to say sprinting across the central dominance.
Better. You should do the openings from next time onwards.
No, I'm not doing the intro. That's your job.
Anyway.
I'm just here to remind you that you need to write it down sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting episodes. Or interesting...
I mean, nothing happens, right?
And yeah.
Nothing happens.
Nothing.
Finn said it was Finn basically said it was a quiet night.
And that's where the chapter ends.
Yeah, that's where this part ends, with everything going fine, and we definitely don't need to put Yeden on the stupid pile.
I mean, he's already on a pike somewhere in the central dominance.
I'm aware. I'm still saying he's the... When it comes to character intelligence, he's just dropped straight to the bottom, except there are about 10 layers between him and the next person.
Yeah, very much so. Oh my god, he just dropped out of the race, both figuratively and literally.
He just screwed everything over. Which also means I have no clue where this story is going anymore.
Yeah, that is fun, isn't it?
Which the person to my side, because I don't know which way this is going in the video, is very excited about.
Well, let's dive into the chapters and see where at least the story is.
Yes, let's start with the calm part. The part that felt like, oh, this is lovely.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Chapter 24.
To be fair, I literally just took pictures of this. The moment that it was like, oh, Vin is saying it's relaxing time. It's like, you don't say that unless something is coming up. You don't say that unless something is coming up.
No.
That's a red flag for, uh-oh.
That's a recipe for disaster.
We're roughly halfway. Considering I also knew we are roughly halfway through this book. Like we're at 60% at the start of 24.
Yeah.
And I'm like, uh-oh. This is the second act. This is the second act, isn't it? It's the end of the second act. It's the darkest hour.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, it does get dark, and we'll see how. Chapter 24 begins with Vin and Sazed walking into Club's shop, and Vin is very happy to see Ham there. Ham,
which tells you just how strong of a relationship she's built up with the people in the crew.
Yeah, and she even thinks about it later in the chapter. But we'll get there. Ham says that he had to deal with the ultimate torture by wearing a uniform.
Yes, and Finn makes a joke.
Yeah, Vin.
She said, "Well, try wearing a gown."
Yeah, and then obviously
I don't know what it's like wearing a gown, but it's probably similar to me wearing a suit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Vin makes this joke, but by this time, Vin is like perfectly comfortable in a gown. So she's making this joke.
Oh, yeah. She's making this joke because it is how she felt at first.
Yeah.
But she's comfortable enough to make this joke.
Yeah, exactly. Which is quite interesting given where she started. Anyway.
Sazed gives her a very strong compliment.
Vin is modest, which is Kelsia says she's
not that she's modest. That she's better at being a noble than many nobles.
Yeah.
That is an incredible compliment.
Certainly.
And since it's coming from Sazed, it's true.
Yeah.
Sazed doesn't lie. He just doesn't always tell everything.
Yeah. Anyway. All of them start jesting with each other, which is quite fun to see. They
make a few jokes here and there, but also like how it's like, oh, Spook's the only one here who's even remotely humble.
And poor Spook, he's just melting.
And then, yes, but also that's when Finn thinks, I really do need to deal with this, but we'll do that later. This is too fun a night to ruin.
Yeah, very much so.
And that's when she said, this is a night to relax, and my alarm bell started going off.
Yeah, quite so. Dachshund walks in.
I am too. I know too well how these stories go.
Yeah, at that point, Dachshund walks in and sees Ham having torn off the arms from his uniform.
He's like, that looks familiar, and Ham just basically said, "I've ripped off I've ripped the arms off."
Yeah,
and Dox is just like, "They got Lord Ruler, damn it, my money."
Yeah, and he says the same
because
thing.
The only one who has because the only person who has a brain here for money is Doxson.
He is the one organizing all of it, so obviously.
Well, yeah, but that's when it's like, oh well, don't worry too much about it. Kelsey wants to rent some locations to hold his informant meetings, which is smart. At which point, Doc spots Finn's basically ruined dress.
Yeah, he again laments at the fact that it costs money, obviously.
But I love how Vin does scrunch down at Jeb, but she doesn't hide away completely.
No,
she doesn't notice, but I do notice that she's not hiding away completely. She knows he's not angry at her about it.
No, definitely not. I mean, she even in the last chapter, she did wonder that when she was talking to Dachshund, that Dachshund will not get angry, even if she asks a very personal question, and that's exactly why she is now comfortable enough to see that Dachshund is not being angry, just a bit miffed about the situation.
A bit annoyed about the money that's lost.
Yeah,
and then I have a feeling Kelsey tells Doc something that is his worst nightmare. Vin's back on Mistborn duty.
Yeah,
and I think this is, for me, like, Doc is one of the more. He's one of the more easily worried about Finn. We saw that in the chapter after the whole Inquisitor incident.
Yes, we did.
He was very quickly very worried about her, even if he's not the one to always talk to Finn. So it's a good thing it's interrupted by Breeze arriving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But Vin does not have Vin takes Breeze's comment of not fighting 3 Steel Inquisitors again in stride.
Yeah.
She doesn't hide away from it. She isn't flustered by it. She takes it in stride.
This is also where one of the funniest bits in the book until now happens, with everyone.
You mean that everyone's speaking a Lestevorn's dialect?
Yes, and Breeze being annoyed at everyone. He tries to talk to Dachshund, and Dachshund just regurgitates some words that he doesn't understand.
With a perfectly straight face, he said, "Wasing not of wasing is." And Breeze just goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake." It's like me when I'm with you and some of our other friends in voice chats.
Yeah, very much so.
That's basically how that goes. I'm like, there's only one, but there's 2 people here with Brace, and then someone else, usually someone like Nemo, goes, "Nope, it's not the case, buddy."
Yeah, all of us say brain shells, it's fine.
And I'm just sitting there like,
yeah, they all seem to be in a very good mood, and Vin feels at home. It's like so much that she imagines a past version of herself sort of hiding in the corner.
To be fair, but the first thing that she said felt contented, and then she's like, she imagined that there was a figure in the shadows. I did tense up a little there.
Yeah, it's worded in
considering
a way that,
I'm on high alert because of the relaxed comment. I'm already on high alert.
Yeah,
and that was like, oh no, she's just thinking of her past self. She's just thinking, okay, fine.
Yeah. She thinks back to the moment when Kelsey gave her the mist cloak, when she was looking from outside into the kitchen with Ham and Dox and Breeze sort of chatting and laughing together from earlier in this book. And just the growth in her from the girl that hides in the shadows to this person who accepts the entire crew as her family is quite beautiful to see.
And also, like, she does admit, like, 6 months couldn't silence her brother's whispers completely. But it's very, very much more. It's very good development, and it does help that we do have time skips, which helps with this. But usually a character doesn't have this much of an arc or 60% through the first book of a series.
I mean,
Which is good.
we do see what her upcoming arc would be next chapter. We'll talk about it. I think even
being Kelsey's conscience.
We'll see. I think later on, Vin also wonders or wishes that Reen should have had something like this to like calm him.
She still does think of her brother,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not in a way of I'm afraid of him. It's in a way of maybe he would have been different if he'd had something like this.
Yeah, she pities him basically.
Yeah, which is a very different way of thinking about him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then the meeting between the crew begins with Kelsey asking Vin for information, and we learn that House Tequil is almost bankrupt, on the verge of collapse.
Yes, it's a very quick fall of out Tequil, which that's not unheard of. That basically means they just didn't have reserves.
They didn't have reserves.
Like it's very clear. The Ventures clearly are still doing fine because even though Kel did steal all their atium, but they're still doing fine, which tells me they had reserves available.
Yeah.
Whereas the Tequils clearly did not have a reserve pile of money.
Yeah. To be fair, the Tequils also allegedly killed the Caffenry brothers, which would create a hostile environment between them.
I mean, that's the thing. The situation, how Tequil has been set up as the first fall guy, but it's still very much a thing of they just wouldn't, if they didn't have the reserves available, now they're struggling financially.
Yeah.
Which is why they'll have to sell their keep.
Yeah. We also learned that the other houses are also sort of killing each other, which will result in a lot of them basically collapsing or moving away from Luthadel.
Yes, it's a case of it's not so much that everyone will be dying, it's everyone is like, this city, a dominance away, is very nice this time of year.
Yeah, basically. I mean, all those houses should have ideally like lands in the other dominances, right? Given we know other houses from outside come in and set up in Luthadel, and they still keep their...
Yes, it's very likely, considering the variety of names alone, you'd imagine that they're from varying regions of the varying dominances. Some might be straight up from the central dominance. We don't know because we don't really have... We don't know which regions the names are associated with.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
The only thing we know is that Renew is northern, I believe. But I believe Vin's story is actually from the Western dominance. So that family is also very widespread.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, probably. We'll see what happens with them. Then Kelsier asks Ham to go and meet people in the garrison and figure out what they're up to. And Vin wishes to join them, obviously.
Yes, and is it just me, or did Kel sound a little jealous?
I don't exactly remember what he says, but maybe.
He's surprised that she wants to go with Ham because she already knows how to burn pewter.
Yeah, I mean, he's also being very overprotective.
He's being overprotective, but also a little of, I want to teach you more. Oh, I can't teach you more in this. Okay.
I mean, he will end up teaching her more about pewter.
But I do love how Bree is the one who enters into sees like, oh, she's just done with all the balls and stuff. Let her go be a scar urchin again.
Yeah, which tells you that even if he's basically projecting his views, because he pretends to be a nobleman way too often, but even he gets sick of the act that he puts on as a nobility, and so he wants to mix with other Ska from time to time. So he's basically projecting his wants onto Vin as well, which is quite interesting to see. Anyway.
Yeah. And then we get the whole thing of Breeze possibly being sent to watch over the army in a few months. Well, that's no longer needed. What I do like here is what later in the chapter we learn that Ham, Dox, and Breeze want to have a talk with Kel about that he's going too far with the 11th medal and his legend is becoming too big. Basically, try to keep that ego of him down.
Yeah,
they're trying to start that here.
Yeah, basically.
Dox, talks basically that he doesn't like the mysticism about Kel and the 11th metal, and Kel just says we can discuss it later,
Yeah, very much so.
which is a fair thing, but also they do need like Breeze gets informed about Kel wanting him to lead the army. You know, I don't think Breeze would be bad at it. I'm just like Ham would still be the best.
I mean, he is a soldier. Well, not a soldier, but like a thug, a pewter arm who's
He is a leader.
Yeah, he is a leader of soldiers, basically, armies. Better than the others can.
Yeah, it's
but then take care of a few more things and return to the festive mood. But obviously,
and it's like just more wine, just so much wine.
They have way too much money.
And then they get the Reen comment, and it's like, oh, Vin.
Yeah, like despite everything, she still wishes nothing but good for it.
That does make sense.
Yeah,
it says a lot about Vin. Vin very much does try to see the good in people. It's just she's never really had that.
Yeah, she never had the luxury to see the good in people because all she ever saw was the bad side. But now that she's in a place where she can see the good, yes, she's trying to see the good. Next day.
Now, this is one of those things where I feel like there's a bit of a timeline fuck up coming on.
What do you mean?
So it says the next day, but we see people still leaving the city for work, which to me implies it's still early morning.
Yeah.
Yet when they eventually leave, it's 6. We'll get to that, but it's like, timing doesn't completely match up, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, early morning, it could be like...
Even if it's 11 in the morning, the timeline still doesn't completely match up.
We'll see. I don't necessarily understand. Next day, Ham and Vin then go to visit the garrison, and Vin is disguised as a regular Scar, and she feels right at home again, returning to her old ways.
But she does it from the point of view of a noblewoman.
Yeah.
The ash on her face is a fine layer of... It's just a makeup. And it's like... You say you're falling straight back into it, but you are... Everything you're saying is from the point of view of a noblewoman.
Yeah, so that's exactly what she wonders later on. If she is a thief, or she's a noblewoman, or what is she? And I think that is...
in a normal world, we'd say middle class.
Yeah. In this world, I would say it's an identity crisis.
Yeah, in this world, I'd say she's more closer to Klaps's level.
Yeah.
In that she's basically someone who's a high-ranking Scar. It's just she doesn't know how to be that way. So it's an identity crisis.
Yeah, basically. And that's what she needs to find. What exactly does she want? Ham and Vin then begin to talk. And we learn that Ham's family lives outside Lutheran, which is smart.
Which is really smart. Heck, even Kel doesn't know where they live.
No, which is, again, love it.
A very smart security measure.
Yeah, and we learn why Ham keeps them away, because him being a Mystic, if he gets caught, we learn that the Inquisitors...
It's destined for his family.
Yeah, Inquisitors just eliminate your entire family because you have noble blood, and so you will passed on to your family. Which, it's very...
Which
bad.
Makes sense from what we know of the Inquisitors.
Yeah. I mean, I agree completely.
It's a level of brutality I kind of expected from the Inquisitors.
Yeah. Fair. Vin asks if Ham can just not use allomancy, and Ham says that he has to in order to earn money, obviously. Because even a little bit of money will help them live better than the other Scars. And other Scars definitely do not live.
Yeah. And what I like is Ham basically saying, like, have a few thugs or pewter arms together with some coin shots, and you basically have a small army.
Yeah, I quite agree.
Which, fair enough.
Like he does
that's scary.
Yeah, he does compare one pewter arm to like half a dozen soldiers, which is quite
Yeah.
interesting. I
Which-
would say it's more,
Which
but
makes sense.
it really depends.
It depends. What we've seen of pewter usage is mainly from Kel. Mistborn are special.
Yeah.
And it might also just be a thing of the average thug might be able to take on half a dozen. Ham probably more.
Yeah, I mean, Ham goes into what like pewter arms are and what they should do in order to be more effective later on in the chapter when he's teaching Vin. We'll get to that.
What I like is we get an explanation of like, oh well, if I have enough money, I get to move away from the central dominance. And he basically goes into what we already knew. The Lord Ruler does not have full control of the outer dominances.
Yeah, makes sense.
If someone like Ham could just make a living there as just a minor nobleman.
Yeah. We also learned that Kelsier wanted to move away, but
I get the feeling that he might have been saying that. Man might have been saying that. That's not what they actually wanted.
Yeah, given how much of a thrill seeker Kelsier is
thrill seeker, but also someone who before everything really, really, really wanted money.
Yeah, he was addicted to the game. That's what Ham says. This worries Vin because, according to the journal, even the Lord Ruler succumbs to the lure of power, which she worries Kelsier might do when everything is over. But she has
to forcefully make herself think, no, Kel's different.
Yeah.
Which,
and
oof.
Given how the two chapters end, with Kelsier especially,
Kelsier absolutely is different from the Lord Ruler because he has 100%. Someone who might hold him back.
Yeah, but like even at the end of this next chapter, Kelsier is very determined. Now he's
very determined, and yet he's willing to listen to someone.
Yeah.
And from what we know of the Lord Ruler, he did not have anybody he was close to.
Yeah, like
Kel actually does have that.
Yeah, we learned that the person who did proclaim the Lord Ruler as the hero of ages, even he doubted Lord Ruler, Quan. So yeah, obviously Lord Ruler didn't really have anyone. Yeah, as you said. Yeah, we'll see what happens when we get to it. Then Vin asks Ham if Kelsier has always hated the nobility, and Ham nods.
Yes, and I do feel like it's important to note out that she says that mainly because Vin sees the bad and the good of the nobility at this point. Whereas, so what Doc's told her has sunk in, which she also knows it's not every one of them.
Yeah.
Which for Kel, no, it's every one of them.
Yeah, I mean, even Ham agrees that it has been bad recently for Kelsier. Like, he has always hated the nobility, but it has gotten significantly worse these days with him just going on rampage, killing everyone. Ham fears that Kelsier is trying to make himself into a savior with this 11th metal business.
He says he's concerned about it. Not so much that he fears it, he's concerned about it.
Yeah.
But we do know from Kel's own perspective, it's not that he's deliberately making himself out to be a holy man.
No.
He's unintentionally doing it because the Scar are the Scar.
Yeah. I mean, he gave them like a false hope, but he's not setting himself up to be a religious leader at just yet.
No, he's not. He's basically like, but I think this could be better this way. If it wasn't this corrupt, and I'm just thinking of that sounds familiar. Hang on. Sounds familiar of someone who did not want to create a religious movement, just wanted to work on the corruption of a number of religious folk. About 2,000 years ago, in a city called Jerusalem.
That will get way too contentious.
I know. Have fun cutting this.
No, it will say.
But it's not one-on-one, but it's like it does sound familiar. It's unintentionally creating a movement.
Yeah, Yeah, I can definitely
He's
see the
effectively
movement.
unintentionally creating a cult for himself.
Yeah,
And that's absolutely not what he wants to do. His entire goal is take down the Lord Ruler.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
But
in
we
the
do
process,
know.
by spreading these rumors, he's causing this.
Yeah,
But it's not that his goal is not create a cult of myself.
we do know that he has a secret goal, though, a plan that he hasn't really shared with anyone else.
Obviously, but it's not, I'm going to create a cult.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Ham says that the rest of the crew are going to confront Kel to rein him
Nope.
in a bit.
Breeze, Dox, and Ham, which
Mhm.
obviously, because the Sage that wouldn't do it,
No.
Renew is
Nah.
Renew,
Mhm.
and there's no, and Marsh is currently sneaking into the Obligators.
Marsh and Clubs doesn't really participate all that much.
Clubs doesn't give a damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Clubs didn't even say a word this chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then Vin and Ham pass the gates and see the people going out, or waiting to go out at least. And
which is why I'm thinking this has to be relatively early in the day, because it makes very little sense. Admittedly, it is winter, so maybe they have, and it does get coldish, so they might have to, like, it might still be like 9 a.m.
Mhm.
but it's starting to get light. But it's still a thing of, it has to be relatively early in the day.
Yeah. That
It makes no sense for these people to go to work at 3 p.m.
no. It depends on the ashfall.
It does, but if he's going to what, like, if he might be going to a mill to work at,
yeah, it seems to be early morning, which fine, really. Then Vin and Ham arrive at the garrison headquarters, and Vin wonders how they'll get in. To which Ham says that there are people there who know Ham and have been trying to recruit him for quite a bit.
Yes, because what I like is that Ham says he can't put up like a face and such. He still does, because he's still not showing them he's a misting.
No. Yeah, but even Finn asks Ham if he's going to betray these people, and Ham justifies this by saying that they are soldiers. They have been paid to.
He calls them mercenaries, which that's not what these people technically are.
No, but like
Ham is seeing it purely from the perspective of the Scar. He doesn't. Obviously, later in the next chapters, no, this is a fully professional force.
Yeah, which is interesting.
That's just a professional army.
Yeah.
And before conscription, yeah, there would be a lot of people there purely for the money. That doesn't make them mercenaries.
Yeah, I think because these people, the garrison, like oppresses the Scar, like we saw even earlier in the earlier
that makes
chapters.
them seem like it makes them do these. It still doesn't make them mercenaries.
No,
by the definition of a mercenary.
Yeah, it doesn't.
They're not soldiers for hire.
Yeah, they are a standing army basically, which makes sense.
Yeah, they are. They are a professional army, which I'm going to have to again recalibrate population numbers, because there are 20,000 in this garrison, and there are 5,000 in other cities, and 1,000 in others. I'm like,
it's
okay. Jerusalem is by far the biggest city.
Yeah,
it has 20,000 soldiers in its garrison.
Yeah,
how big is the city with 5,000 people?
Quite large, apparently, because given Luthadel is like 1 million, and it has 20,000 army. Just by like linear regression, we can assume that the other city is like 250,000, which is still quite a big city.
Which is massive.
Anyway, it is. It's quite interesting. Then Ham says that he's going to spar with some of these people, and he wants Vin to keep an eye on how Ham is using his pewter, and he gives Vin some of the tips.
He gives an explanation of like basically something that Kel wouldn't think about.
No. Kel is, as we have discussed earlier, Kel is a sledgehammer. He basically
he's
uses
brute force, but that's something that, again, it's a Mistborn thing. It's like Well, he doesn't need to really know how to swing a weapon.
Mm.
He can just toss coins at everyone
Yeah.
or other metal objects.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need it all that much. He's more ranged than anything else, and he uses his pewter more to fortify his body.
Definitely. I mean, that is also something that Ham teaches Vin later on. We'll see. We start with some of the tips on how to flare and when to flare and why not to flare constantly because of pewter dragging, which we discussed earlier, how it is similar to adrenaline, learning on adrenaline, and you just drop exhausted. Sometimes the exhaustion is so high that it can kill you. Ham also says that being skilled with a weapon is better than just strong arming, because if your strikes are precise and you use your pewter effectively, you can last longer in a fight.
Yeah, it's basically the whole thing of, it's great, you have you have an army with you. Why did you equip your entire army with swords? 90% of them don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
This is why you should always equip your peasants with the most basic thing possible, a pointy stick.
Yeah, because, I mean, things like pitchforks and rakes, they have been using all their lives because they are farmers. So
yeah,
that's why.
And all you need to do is just pull off the metal bit and put on the spiky metal bit.
Yeah.
The single spiky metal bit. And voila, you have a line of spearmen. They might be crap, but it's still spearmen.
Yeah, it's better than giving them a straight-edged sword and they don't know what to do with it. They'll cut off each other's arms because it's so sharp. Anyway, finally, he tells Vin about how to use pewter to like strengthen her reflexes, how to balance, how to sort of dodge and stuff like that, which is what I think Kelsier uses the pewter more for, although not as refined as like Ham is portraying it to be. Yeah. Then obviously he asked Vin to watch him spar with the people there.
I mean, sorry, I do want to point out it does make sense because the matching metal for pewter is the tin, right?
Yeah.
Which makes total sense that the two of them would be very interlinked in this regard.
Yeah, 100% so. We have seen this exact thing with like, well, we know bronze. We haven't really seen it with copper, but we have seen this exact thing with like brass and zinc, the emotional manipulation.
And iron and steel, pushing and pulling.
Yeah, so it makes sense that it'll exist for every pair. Then obviously,
we arrive at the garrison.
But oh my god.
Oh fucking hell. We basically learn that Yeden is a Dumdum.
Yeah, we learned that.
But my specific words to you were, Yeden, what the fuck are you doing? A minute later, fuck. Almost a worst case scenario, and that was before I'd gotten to Chamber 25.
Yeah. We learned that a group of Scar rebels have attacked another garrison. Ham has been.
Something that is said in this thing where Vin, I feel like Surtees knows a little bit about mistings.
That would make a bit sense, I guess.
Because he deliberately goes even quieter when he mentions what's actually going on.
That would make
Vin
sense.
has to strain to hear it. And we see next chapter, Vin is more skilled at tin than Kel is.
Yeah, which is quite interesting.
If Kel had been here, Kel would not have overheard this.
No.
But Vin does. I noted that connection between these two chapters.
Yeah. Given Vin, I mean, when Vin started learning allomancy, she was very a suspicious being. So it makes sense that she would use tin more often than the other metals.
But also, didn't Marsh say she's was always burning a tiny bit of tin in the background, which means she's always been honing that. It's just she was never aware of it.
Yeah. So the metals that she has always been using, pewter, tin, and what's the last one? The soothing metal.
The soothing one.
Yeah, zinc, I think.
That would be a brass.
Brass, yeah. Anyway, so all those three metals for Wen are some of the most practiced metals, and
yeah,
makes sense. Then
oh boy,
they ask Ham to join them, and Ham
is smart enough to say yes.
Yeah, Ham is smart enough to say yes, and he goes off to drop Wen at the home as the guy sort of marches to face the rebellion. And
yes,
Vin,
and it was basically, and I'm just going, and Vin is just going, oh fuck. Vin was basically saying the same things I was.
Yeah, but a bit more refined language, I guess. Yeah, that's how basically the chapter
ends. With the epigraph, fittingly, about killing people.
Yeah. The author doesn't want to kill people, but he has to kill people, for there is no other way.
That's him justifying his path to darkness.
Yeah.
That is literally him justifying his path to darkness.
Yeah. Yeah, so much so that he calls himself a realist, which is interesting.
I mean, you and I have had similar discussions. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
It's just never to this extreme.
No.
Pretty sure ours have gone into what is justified in war.
Yeah.
And even then, neither of us would go to this extreme.
No. Yeah, that's again, that's an interesting discussion, and obviously it really depends on the like
situation.
Yeah. So neither option is inherently the right one. But yeah, we'll
welcome to the gray area. It sucks.
Yeah, but it's also it is the right way. Anyway, chapter 25.
Chapter 25, and I've immediately got a complaint. I know why it's not, but I have a complaint.
Go ahead.
I don't like that we don't get the reaction of the rest of the crew to learning this news.
Yeah.
I know why it's not done, because it would be a repetition. But I would have liked to hear the news of the crew learning this news.
Yeah. No, but I mean, we get some of it. With even Breeze not trying to take it lightly.
We get it, but it's still one of the things where I want them to be in discussion of something and just Ham bursting in and basically saying it.
Yeah, that would be
begin the chapter very calmly with Kelsey just discussing something with Breeze and Docs, and that's when Ham bursts in.
Yeah,
you don't need to add much.
No, it should be
just a few additional lines.
Page.
It's just, yeah, it's still really good. A very good start. Chapter. Yeah. That's not the problem. It's just I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah. It would have been fun to see the others responding to the stupidity of Yeden. But anyway, we start with Kelsier preparing to leave and asking Breeze to inform the hideouts that the ministry might know of them soon.
Just in case. Everything is just in case.
Yeah.
And it's controlled. It's very much controlled chaos.
Yeah. He even asks.
The apprentices are running around just getting everything ready for Kel to depart.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Finn is silently preparing in the back.
Well, what I like about this is that just by the fact that Vin has a pack ready by the time Kel turns around means that she has already been instructing the apprentices to help her also get ready.
Yeah, that would make sense. To be fair,
because Kel definitely did not give the order to help get her ready.
I mean, Kel was surprised when he sees Vin. Anyway,
Kel's ready to stuff her in a sec and send her back to Dimension Renew.
Yeah, he as Kel is preparing, he gives out everyone their sort of instructions, like how Breeze is to secure the hideouts, Docs is to keep an eye out from Club's shop, which shouldn't be discovered unless until Yeden is
Unless
captured.
Yeden is captured, because Yeden is the only one who knows about it, which is a very good precautionary measure.
Yeah. Also, he thinks that Renu shouldn't really be in any trouble, given the Scud really don't know that Renu is involved. So
they think he's being conned anyway. At most, Renu's going to get a fine for not noticing this stuff. But Renu should not be in danger.
Yeah, because removing Renu would also mean removing Finn from the code, and that is...
He's doing that anyway.
We'll see. Anyway, Kelsier then asks Ham to go with the garrison, and Ham says that he will not betray the garrison if he goes with them. Which, that feels like Ham.
Ham has made it very clear. If he's going with the garrison, he's with the garrison.
Yeah.
Which, for a man who just spent a good chunk of the last chapter talking about how he does not like wearing a uniform, have fun being back in uniform. And for a long time, if this army has to march to those caves.
Yeah, but because we learned that it takes about 2 weeks just to get from Canal.
By canal boats.
Yeah.
That's not walking.
The messenger took 2 days, which is a far distance.
Yes, but he did say that's also with racing through the night.
Yeah,
which
anyway.
That tracks for messenger horses.
Yeah. Then he asks Sazed if he has any speed stored, and Sazed says only about 2 hours because it's a hard thing to store.
Yeah. And Cal's like, not long enough, and I can just hear the fuck in there.
Yeah. There have been quite a few profanities in this episode.
There've been quite a few unsaid profanities in this. I know by that no profanities, but let's be honest, these people will be cursing like a sailor.
Yeah, I'm just talking about our episode having a ton of profanities.
Absolutely. I have a feeling you're going to have to give up bleeping at some point.
I am bleeping them. They're all cat noises, which you'll enjoy saying 10 times.
I don't listen to... the thing is, I don't listen back to the episodes for a reason.
Yeah.
I also hate my own voice, so that helps.
Yeah, meanwhile, I have to listen to them 3 times. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's your fault. You're the editor.
Fair.
I'm just here to chat. That's all I'm doing here.
Yeah. Moving on. Kelsier, the moment he turns to go, he sees that Vin is prepared to go with him, and he doesn't stop
because we know there is a considerable height distance between the two. I'm just imagining Kel's here. He turns around. Hi, Vin.
I'll send you a meme. I'll insert a meme over here in this part of the episode, and I'll send you the same meme. It's exactly what I'm imagining. Yeah, Kelsier doesn't really stop Vin, though. He just tells her that it will be difficult.
He immediately resigned himself to, she's going to follow me anyway.
Yeah, might as well take her.
They would have to tie her up for him in order for her to not follow him at this point.
Yeah, but also Kelsier cannot really stop. See, this is better than the previous time when Kelsier took Vin somewhere, where Kelsier had a choice. Kelsier currently does not have a choice.
The last time it was very much Kel was too determined, and he learned his lessons for doing that, and that basically comes back up in this chapter.
Yeah, we'll get there. Kelsier then gives Vin quite a few beads of pewter, and Vin is surprised that they are not going with a boat. Vin doesn't realize how they are going yet.
Yes, but Kelsier also just put the emphasis on the word we. Why would we need a boat?
Yeah. Anyway, Kelsier says that they might be able to reach the caves tomorrow, noon, but he doesn't think that the army will be alive. And Toxin says that either way, the army is useless because they have exposed themselves.
But I like how Kel's like, we need to try to save these men's lives.
Yeah, Kelsier only wants to save the lives of the people.
Which, fair enough. But I also feel like this is always how you can tell that even when the job is noticeably ruined.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in that group knows it.
Yeah.
The group still follows Kel's orders to the letter.
Yeah.
They are not going to abandon Kel over this.
Mm-hmm.
Because they also know it's not Kel's fault. Which also comes back at the end of the chapter, where, no, it is your fault for inspiring these men. It's not your fault for being a Dumdum who sent the army out.
Yeah. You
We'll get to that.
them,
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that anyway.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Then Kelsier and Vin leave, and Kelsier asks her to flare pewter and keep it flaring all the time. And
yeah, and Vin just goes, but that's not what Ham said.
Exactly. She tries to use the teachings of Ham in this moment, and Kelsier flat out says, yeah, no, you have to keep it flaring because what we are doing.
It's not a time for subtlety.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough.
Given how they leave, they are not being subtle. They don mist cloaks. They weave their way through the daylight crowd and the city and jump over the wall to an astonishment of the guards and the people that are watching.
Knocking one basically out.
Yeah.
And people aren't, and those nobles they encounter are angry until they see the cloaks.
Mm-hmm.
Which tells you how much Mistborn get away with.
Yeah. I mean, they are exceptionally powerful, so you would really not want to, anger them. So makes sense. Together, they then go down the highway, and this is when Vin realizes that, yeah, they are gonna dash to the caves. Not jog, not run, dash. Kelsier says that it'll take them 16 hours. Which, oh my god.
And that's where the timeline gets into a messy situation.
Why?
Okay, by the time that the sun rises, they still have a long way to go. That's very clear.
Yeah.
Because we have a time break in there. And Vin has no clue how long it's been light for.
No.
But what time did they leave? Probably around noon, I'd say.
Noon, just.
It really doesn't make sense for it to be late. It can't be late afternoon, but 16 hours doesn't make sense for that being having been light for long enough.
Yeah, it might just be early morning when they reach the caves. Because Vin doesn't really know how long it has been. So, I mean, 16 hours is his guess. Might be 17 hours, who knows?
I mean, at first it was basically a day, so...
Anyway, they continued flaring pewter for hours, and Vin feels the fatigue settle in, but pewter is keeping it at bay.
I want to point something out. It's Vin describing how fast they're going.
Yeah, not as fast as a messenger horse.
They're not as fast as a galloping horse.
Galloping horse.
There's a difference between a galloping horse and a messenger horse. Because if a gallop is use all your energy, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Interesting though that she has a concept of galloping.
I mean, she has seen horses, so she might have seen a galloping horse.
Considering how there's seemingly no cavalry in this world.
There might not be as many horses. There's not enough food to sustain the people. I don't think there's enough food to sustain the livestock. No,
that's what I've mentioned before. There is no cavalry, there are no archers.
Yeah.
This is a purely melee army. This is why coin shots are probably such a danger. Because they're the only ranged people around.
Yeah, and there's nothing really to break their formation.
I mean, why you could still use obsidian arrows.
Yeah. Yeah, but like obsidian is. I mean, yeah, you have so many.
They use it.
Yeah.
They've used obsidian before.
Yeah, no, but you have so many volcanoes. You can definitely mine quite a bit of obsidian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know why they don't use archery, but yeah, fair. Night passes, and Finn feels like she's dying. Like she outright says that she's dying.
Oh, it's the first section of this chapter. Because this is where I really put a chapter break, if I could. It's like they had to keep running.
Yeah.
And the next sentence is, "I'm going to die."
Yeah. Yeah, she
And I
so
love
much
how
so
this is a very good written very well written of what it feels like to not be lucid anymore. I feel
Yeah, I think so as well. Mhm.
these are not coherent thoughts coming from her.
No. Yeah, so much so that she starts to hate Kelsier, which I don't think Win would do.
It's very much she's very much not lucid.
No, she's just
Her body
mind
is shutting down at
overwhelmed.
this point.
Yeah, her body is shutting down. Her mind is overwhelmed. She is running on pewter and on pewter alone. That's it.
But also, I love this description. However, lucidity was currently not one of her virtues. Fair?
Yeah, fair. She's so tired and so overwhelmed that she doesn't even see Kelsey stop and almost collides into him.
And she doesn't even know what's. And she just thinks, "This is wrong. Why am I standing? I need to move." And Cal basically has to grab her, and she just continues to try to move until Cal basically shocks her system by ordering her to flare tin.
Yeah, which really makes her senses heighten and overcome the dullness of fatigue.
Yes, she's. This could, however, have been a bit risky, because if it had been too much, she could have fainted.
Yeah. But like, I don't think Kelsey is exhibiting caution at this moment. Like he has,
oh, absolutely not.
He has thrown caution into the wind. Then they listen to the sounds of battle and follow it just to see blood and carnage. They are too late.
Yeah, it's they crest the hill and yeah, Kel doesn't even bother hiding anymore.
No, he is standing and he is very angry, so much so that he wants to go and join in on the fight, but Vin has to stop him.
Yes, which it's probably for the best that this section of the chapter is from Vin's perspective, because Kel would have been really annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Vin says that
they're slaughtering everyone. They are not leaving. It's horrifying they're not leaving survivors.
Yeah, but I think.
But for the crew, it's for the best.
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
I'm saying this because of one reason. Hammond.
Yeah. Hammond might be recognized. Yeah.
We just learned Hammond's backstory.
Yeah. No, but also this is not the Luthadel garrison. This is the garrison from the other city, the Voltru garrison.
But the Luthadel garrison is probably still going to come.
Yeah, like in a few hours.
Definitely. To comb those hills. No, they are not a few hours behind.
A few days.
They are at least 2 weeks behind.
I mean, if they're using the canals, yes.
They are at least a week behind.
Yeah.
Happy?
Yeah, fair. But yes, that's... Yeah, Kelsier just wants to go in and fight everyone there on his own, but Vince says that he can't really fight the entire army alone.
Yeah. And this is where I'm saying Finn has become Kel's voice of reason. She is the only thing that's stopping him at this point.
Yeah. So much so that, again, Vin's instincts are complete on point. She, seeing that Kelsier is not going to stop, she suggests to go to the caves and save whoever remains there.
Well, after saying, like, we're not invincible, you're not invincible. Bring those words back from the start of this part.
Yeah. Anyway. Then sometime later they arrive at the caves. And at first they don't see anyone, and Kelsier again gets super angry.
Cal is already in a really bad mood, and he's flaring his tin as much as he can, and he sees nothing.
No.
So he basically, in his depressed state, he starts being angry at Vin. His tone is angry.
Yeah,
but
very
Vin
much
is
so.
seen something.
Yeah, I mean,
And it shocks. It does shock Kel out of his own shock.
Yeah, I mean, Vin first of all collapses because she's so tired. But the moment she notices someone in the dark, she starts moving towards them, and Kel doesn't see them. Not until like
Kel
very
sees
late.
nothing.
Yeah, even so much so that he's surprised how Vin saw the people from so far
Yes.
back.
And it's what I said in the previous chapter. Vin is just more skilled at tin.
I mean, at this point, I think Vin is more skilled at every kind of allomancy that is not steel pushing and iron pulling. Like more than Kelsier.
Probably.
Yeah.
Not in that she has more innate skill as it is.
Yeah.
Not innate. She has more training in it.
No, not that she has more training. More that she's willing to listen. Something I don't think.
Yes, and she's very eager to learn more.
Yeah. Yeah, which is what thing that Kelsier lacks.
Yes, I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
It is a bit unfortunate, because we hear a voice in the distance shouting, "Who's there?"
Mm-hmm.
Because of the audiobook and the narrator using very good accents, I knew immediately who it was.
Which is fine. It gets revealed like 2 seconds later.
So. It wasn't exactly difficult to guess who would still be left in the caves, but you know, it would be one of the few officers with a brain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Captain Demo addresses them and tells them that not a lot of people are left behind. Only about 2,000.
Well, I want to talk first about the fact that Demo did the wise decision of not guarding the entrances.
Yeah. Kelsier
he knows he has very few actual warriors, so he pulls everyone back into the inner sanctuary because, I mean, if Vin could barely spot them, then it would be more difficult for the Empire's own forces.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially given how narrow the cave entrances are. Not a lot of people would.
I mean, that is one of those things where I'm just like, honestly, they could have held out if they had more men, because it's a one-person passage.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, Demo says that they were wrong in staying behind, thinking Yeden was acting.
Because Demo thinks, oh, Kel's here, the army must have succeeded.
Yeah,
and he tries to apologize for staying behind, and yeah.
Kelsier just says the army is dead and that they should leave.
But what I also, we thought that General Yeden was acting rashly.
Yeah.
That's the first confirmation we have. This is Yeden's fault.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just went, oh, for fuck's sake. Because this is a worst nightmare.
Yeah.
There are already about 5,000 people dead.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what the Scar think of it, at least from someone's perspective.
A particular Scar who makes a return from the prologue.
Yeah.
Someone who was already very pessimistic about everything.
Yeah, but you see, like, Kelsier's effect on people just through the evolution of this one background character.
Yeah.
They prepare and leave quickly. As they get a bit away from the caves, Kelsier calls a halt for the night and just sits near a tree stump, moping, really.
Yeah, he sits on a tree stump, and we later learn Finn is asleep right next to him.
Which makes sense. She is exhausted. Thoroughly.
She's exhausted, but also she still place herself in the most secure position she could find.
It's Kelsier.
Which is right next to Kel.
Yeah. Yeah. Kelsier's wondering.
I like him. Kel's like, okay, the person who organized all this is getting a promotion. Not that there was anything left, but he's getting a promotion.
Yeah. It was a very quick getaway, given there are 2,000 people there.
2,000 people, but to be fair, I think if you need to get out in a rush, you probably can.
Yeah, but like Kelsier says that they have bedrolls, they have like rations and stuff all packed up, which means they were prepared to leave basically.
They were prepared because someone expected this to happen.
Yeah. Anyway, Kelsier is obviously wondering how could Yeden do such a thing, and then he sort of thinks
He
that
begins to yet again blame himself for everything.
Yeah. So he thinks that it is his fault.
We might as well name him. I like where Menace goes with this. It's like, oh, you're to blame for inspiring them.
Yeah.
You're not to blame for sending the army out.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Then he wonders that he was at fault, obviously, for promising them supernatural aid, and that he made them overconfident in their abilities. And now the job is dead, and he has failed.
Yeah, it's another case of welcome to Kelsey's pity party.
Yeah. It doesn't last long, though, because we'll see what happens next.
No, it doesn't last long, but it's because of him getting a therapy session from Dr. Menace.
Yeah. Menace approaches Kelsier, and Kelsier doesn't really recognize him, so Menace says that he was...
Just fair enough. Kelsier meets a lot of people. Why would he remember the randoms all Scar?
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, he has been doing the same thing for like 2 years now at this point.
Something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 2.5 years, I think. So he has obviously met a lot of people, so he doesn't really remember him. And Menace reminds him that he was the Scar at Lord Trusting's place. And he tells that Kelsier that after he killed Trusting, the Scar retreated to the caves, and some of them joined the rebellion. Most of them, though, went on to find another plantations who might take
plantation, them. Which tells you just how indoctrinated they are.
I mean, even Kelsier wonders next when he's talking to Menace. And Kelsier asks what happened, and Menace recounts.
Why did Yeden do this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Menace recounts everything that is...
Very wise words from Menace here.
Mm-hmm.
I've noted that people say that young men are expected to be fools, but a little age can make a man more foolish.
Yeah.
Very wise words.
Mm-hmm.
And completely true.
Yeah.
And yeah, Yeden is basically as I literally, I think, said last episode, Yeden is a bad idea to put in charge.
Yeah, I remember you saying when we discussed Yeden going to the caves that Yeden is a bad influence, really. And we see
he's a bad choice of a general.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did roll my eyes was Menace saying some of his generals thought it might be a good idea to give the men practical battle experience. And like, oh god, please don't tell me they all had the rank general. Why in an army of 7,000 do you have many generals?
Again, it's the same thing as everyone is a lord and everyone is a general.
If you already got the rank of captain, you can get away with colonel.
Yeah.
This army, if it's with 7,000 men, 5,000 being deployed,
mm-hmm.
that you can basically make 2 brigades of this.
Yeah.
You can make even 5 regiments of 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it has to be generals. There's a reason why we have different words to put in front of the title general to differentiate them.
Mm-hmm.
It would be very confusing if the guy commanding the garrison of a random region to the guy commanding the entire theater. Yeah. And they all have the same rank. Admittedly, they do have the same rank if you just mention them, because they will always be general.
Yeah.
That's also why we have stars to differentiate them. But it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, please don't make this another lord situation where every lord is a lord.
It's very much the same. Like, at least we have a captain, but then the only thing above captain is a general.
Yep.
Anyway.
And this is why I literally deliberately go, nope, I have titles for everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen your lists of pages of...
You have seen the list of regiments in my fictional elven army.
Yeah.
Which has gotten so bad that it's down to the exact number of soldiers in a unit. But I'm not going to stop doing that.
No.
I mean, you've also seen my sci-fi stuff, the list of my sci-fi stuff, where I have detailed exactly how fast a spaceship is going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Where I've literally called in the help of multiple friends of ours, including you, who all studied astrophysics.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, moving back to the book, where all of them decided that they should do a night raid on the nearest Holstep garrison.
Yep, and I'm just going, oh, for
Mm.
fuck's sake.
But I mean, see, a raid on like a small village, perfectly fine. A raid on a garrison.
No. None of this would have been fine.
No, obviously.
The whole point was keep the army secrets.
Yeah.
Cal literally in the last section, like just a few chapters ago, literally make sure that the men walk around a bit to make sure our tracks aren't visible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not take 5,000 men and attack a city.
Yeah. Menace says that they believed in Kelsier and thought that they couldn't fail. And asks Kelsier what would happen to the remaining Scar, which Kelsier immediately comes up with a plan, which is, I think, great like leadership abilities in him.
Yes, but one thing I feel is stupid of this is it's everything centralizing everyone back in Lucidel.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He doesn't really have anywhere else to send the Scar to.
No.
Like, he could send them to the Lord Renew's mythical place where the Scar are free. But there is no one there to take care of them. And it's very far for the Scar to sort of march from one end of the Empire to the other end.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he tells that he'll smuggle the Scar into Luthadel and let them mix and sort of merge with the local population. Which, I mean,
effectively,
it's a good,
he's just created a lot more people who might join the underground.
Yeah, it's a good alternate plan while he's suffering with defeat, basically.
Yeah.
Then he asks Menace if he resents him for what he did to Lord Trusting. And I like what Menace says. Menace says yes, but he is thankful for the resentment because he found a purpose.
Yeah, for what Kel did at the plantation.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought we were somewhere else.
No. No. Yeah, Menace says that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Menace says.
Then Kel's basically. Menace basically says like, "Oh, I do, but you've gave me purpose again."
Yeah.
And then Kel says the stupid thing of even what I did to the army, and that's when we get Menace's wisest words. Those soldiers got themselves killed.
Yeah.
You might have been their motivation, but you didn't make the choice for them. And then Menace goes into the Scar so indoctrinated. This is a good result.
Yeah, and this is where like Kelsier head starts turning again, because again he has been fighting for the past at least 2.5 years for the same thing to get Scar like out of the Lord Ruler's control. But the Scar are so indoctrinated that they don't consider a world outside Lord Ruler's control. And so like he even says that they are satisfied with a defeat. They see victory in a defeat, which is something that they shouldn't, but they have they have learned to.
It's very logical for them.
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah, Menace says that Kelsier should be proud because he managed to gather a large army and train them. And again, Kelsier doesn't really understand why he's saying this. And he says the army was meant to overthrow the Empire, not get themselves killed.
And Menace just scoffs at the idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing that even his crew members have said at certain points. Ham has said it. Even Vin has wondered it at times. No one else really, not all that much, but yeah, Ham and Finn definitely have wondered it at times.
Because we've talked to them whilst they were thinking about it for Ham,
Yeah.
or we read their thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But yeah,
Kelsier, obviously, as we see, cannot really believe this. So, as Menace walks away, Kelsier makes a vow. Kelsier says that Menace is calling the slaughter a victory, and he will show what a victory is to them.
yes. At which point, I no longer went, and this is the point where I went, oh, I really don't know where this story's going anymore.
Do you think Kelsier will be successful?
I don't know.
To be fair,
Traditional fantasy would say eventually.
yeah, obviously. But anyway, let's end the
This
chapter
isn't
and then
all this.
we'll
This
discuss
isn't.
more.
But this isn't all that different from the end of Fellowship of the Ring,
Mm-hmm.
where you think they're never gonna make this.
No. The fellowship is broken. Merry and Pippin are captured. You have Frodo and Sam going on their own adventure.
Yes, we have a country gentleman and his gardener,
basically.
because that's what Frodo and Sam are.
Yeah. I mean, okay, there was a meme about Lord of the Rings where they showed the 9 members of the Fellowship, and every one of them is either nobility or a powerful being in Gandalf, except for Sam, who ends up carrying everything.
That is completely accurate. It's like, we have Legolas, the heir to the Woodland Realm, and a thousands of years old elf.
Yeah.
We have Gandalf, is rather obvious what he is.
Mm-hmm.
We have Aragorn, the heir to the largest kingdom of man.
Yeah.
We have Merry and Pippin, both Hobbit nobility, effectively.
Mm-hmm.
We have Frodo, Hobbit nobility, effectively.
Yeah.
And we have Gimli, who, despite not really seeming like it, is still of the line of Durin.
Yeah.
He is very high up in the line of succession for
Mm-hmm.
the Lonely Mountain.
Yeah.
And then there's Sam.
Who ends up carrying everyone. So
We also have Boromir, but he dies so quickly, I forget about him.
again, he was also the son of a steward, so he is also technically a nobility.
He's effectively, by the way the stewards are, he's a prince.
Yeah.
The steward is effectively acting king.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's basically a prince. So anyway.
Where are we going again with this?
Yeah, no, I don't remember, but let's end the chapter and then we'll discuss more about the chapter. The last thing that happens in the chapter, I think it's one of my favorite things that has happened in the book until now.
Well, he
Kelsier
smiles.
I have previously
Yes.
said how much I hate Kelsier smiling, and it used to happen way too often. It had died down in the past part, and I liked it because when it comes back right now, it is meaningful. Because Kelsier smiles, and this is exactly what happens. He says he smiles not out of pleasure, not out of satisfaction, but as a rebellion. The first and last act of defiance.
He smiles despite the grief as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As a rebellion, the last act of defiance that will never be taken away from him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. If he were to get captured, doesn't matter if he's on the execution block, he'll be smiling.
Yeah. He'll die smiling, which, yeah, see, this is where I love the callback. I don't love him smiling in the first 2 parts way too often, which is fine.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I as I said, this is my favorite thing that has happened in the book until now.
Yeah, we are almost 2/3 through this book, and I don't know where we're going. And we still have 2 books after this.
Yeah, all is lost at this point.
Yeah, I will also say this, by virtue of the fact that Menace has appeared in the prologue and basically at the halfway point of this book, and I know for a fact because I can see the chapter list, there's an epilogue, I have a feeling Menace is coming back in the epilogue. That feels very logical, because he's just appeared again, and he's just vanished again.
Yeah, perhaps.
So it does feel logical, just as a callback.
I remember you telling me what Kelsey has to do now. Do you want to go into that?
I have completely forgotten.
How he
So
has
if
to
you
work,
remember what I said.
how he has to work with the
Sorry?
nobility now. Something he has.
Oh yeah,
despised.
I think Kel has no longer has choice but
Mhm.
to work with willing nobility.
Yes. That
That's
is what
my
he will do.
only thought, because effectively the Vin in Vin going into the nobility no longer has a purpose beyond maintaining Renew's cover.
Yeah.
But it makes no sense to settle that up
Hmm.
and to discard it now. So that has to continue.
Yeah. I don't think so as well.
And I feel like, especially after this, Kel is probably going to be more willing to listen to Vin
Hmm.
and realize, no, I need to focus my effort more on Vin.
Yeah, but Kel himself is also super determined at this point. Like more so than he was already.
Yes, what will be interesting to see is what will his response be. Also, I want to see Marsh's response to learning the rebellion is dead.
We shall see.
Because that is effectively what this now is.
Mhm.
The old rebellion that Marsh used to lead is dead.
Even the new rebellion.
Because they've had to vacate their hideout.
Yeah.
So, again, congratulations, Yeden. You have won the prize of most stupid character.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have certain characters to hamper the hero's journey.
I mean, he was a logical foil.
Yeah.
I also feel like it's a bit of Marsh's fault. Marsh left the rebellion and clearly did not have a successor in place.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely so.
Yeden was never a leader figure.
No. Yeah, I mean, we shall see what happens now because, again, there's
It's
no
difficult
rebellion
to say
left.
what's going to happen.
Yeah. Like, Kelsier wants to continue the plan, but without the rebellion, without the rebels, without the cause to take the garrison out of the city, you really do not have any form of leverage
No.
over the Lord Ruler anymore.
No, we still have to deal with the Inquisitors. We still have to deal with the Lord Ruler himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will come back with the next few chapters and see
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yep.
Until then,
Oh boy.
see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.